people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 24 of Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time, we started Turnabout Reminiscence, the 4th case, and we basically, as you can see from here, we have the return of Manfred, and he is very angry. Edgeworth's first trial, and apparently, well, something bad happened, which we'll be seeing very soon.
That's filthy! I can't believe he let such an easy cut get away! Imbecile! I would have proven his guilt in 3 minutes!
Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed.
Screw you! I will speak however I want about the departed! Hell! I take in the departed's children and mold them into my image out of revenge! Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here.
And we get young Franzi. Little Franzi. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Franziska, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation. What else? Franziska von Karma. So she is here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who's also junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget about it. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Yeah, but just that last line, that goes to show you just probably one of the reasons why Franziska considers herself to be the older sibling of the two, since she feels that she was technically with the von Karmas first. Huh. If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be this competitive? It's like the game of Connect 4 back in 08. Ugh, I still remember that. She kept on insisting to... Yeah, I could just imagine just game nights with the Von Karma family. It would probably be it would just be amusing in itself to just be there. Because with how Manfred and Franziska are, I could just imagine them just both being ultra competitive, ultra sore losers. Franziska, she loses a game of Manfred loses a game of Connect 4.
I want to play again, Miles!
Sir, we've been playing for the past 30 minutes.
I want to play again!
But sir, you're not that good!
You lies! I am perfect at it!
And then Manfred just flips the Connect 4 over. Anyways, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I am 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. That's just like Franziska. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them.
Bud!
Yeah. Sorry if my voice is off, I'm just out of it today.
These two will be conducting the investigation.
What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Though, I want to apologize, though, on a side topic. I want to apologize if my bad voice sounds a bit quiet. It's always hard for me to do, like, gruff male voices with a loud voice. I mean, like, gruff, quiet males, like the stern, silent types, you know? Like the real Muzz and the like, ha! This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. A crime scene is not a place for children to be... just ate lunch, to be messing around in.
I'm the one who has the authority over this crime scene, Bud! I have the authority over every crime scene, because I am the perfect prosecutor! I am the embodiment of perfection! And I will not tolerate complaining! Edgeworth! Franziska! I leave this case to the two of you.
Understood, sir. Yes, Papa?
I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me!
Well, that Von Karma, I still haven't agreed to this. Miles Edgeworth! It's been quite some time, Franziska. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which one of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. I don't want your name! Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. I swear, Edgeworth and Franziska have just such wonderful sibling moments. because just half the time it feels like they're teetering between giving each other an awkward sibling hug, or one of them basically just resorting to using the classic "you're a poopy head" argument, and the other one saying something along the lines of "I know you are, but what am I?" Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. Actually, Franziska, it does. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth, as I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karman name. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. It looks like Mr. Von Karman was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task. September 10th, 4:15 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. As you can see, they're both dead. Lying on the ground. Is the one and only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously? Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say only one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karman name. A competition? The person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name. Exactly! I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolishness come out of your foolishly foolish mouth. Fine, whatever makes you happy. I'm never happy, Miles Edgeworth. My daddy issues make it where I can't be happy. Trying the clown, Franziska. You think your old daddy issues over the... Literally, I can imagine just after the events of the first Ace Attorney game, a good chunk of Franziska and Edgeworth's discussions just boiled down to just an argument of... Just devolve into an argument about which one of them has the worst daddy issues. Can I take that as you accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am. Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. You kids over there. Kid! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid. Yeah, you know Francie's close with Edgeworth at this point because she doesn't just refer to him as Miles Edgeworth. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? Because that's what you are. Okay, as you can see, basically just... We have Byrne, who just... Look at that face, just that smile! And then we get Dead Man. Mackerel, basically, pun on mackerel. The fish. We get Little K. The judge. We don't ever get the judge's age, just bad as you know. Manny Cochran, who somehow looks about as old as Manfred, despite only being 24. And Little Frenzy. Yeah, I love how just Edgeworth doesn't even say, like, my foster or my adoptive sibling. Like, really? Yeah, that just goes to show you, just Franzi. Miles Edgeworth, why don't you see me as a sibling? Because you aren't my sibling. Well, I see you as a sibling, Miles Edgeworth. You're the only brother I have. Oh my gosh, that's just sad. I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy, you're going to watch over these two.
Yes, sorry, Detective Ben, sorry! Now do what I say from now on, kids, okay?
Your pay is going down, you buffoon! You'd better not get in our way, Scruffy! You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do! Even though that's a riding crop.
Eek! You prosecutor boy! Save me! Let's get your investigation done already, alright?
Yeah, Francie, she just wants her whip. She just wants to grow into the whip. Great, now even that detective is treating me like a child.
Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy.
My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. Yes, the seed that basically was planted that grew into Gumshoe's salary getting cut on a daily basis.
What? And what would you do to my salary after you saw how much it was?
That's up to you now, isn't it?
Really? Sounds good, pal.
He's so naive. He doesn't know what I'm going to do to him. I will destroy him mentally and physically. I will starve him. Detective Bard, may I have a word with you?
What is it?
It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons.
Yeah, it does.
That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the man acquire the weapons?
The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Condolfian embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well.
Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? But then, why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if it's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence? He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it.
Huh? Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid.
Is he going to treat me like a child forever?
Yes. It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. It's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this.
Not yet. I feel that it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence so as to ensure the honor of the full common name.
What honor is left in it, Edgeworth?
Now, let's talk to Gumshoe. Now, some plastic bags stuck on the table. There's a tattoo, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance.
Yeah! The table's on the entirety! Maybe they were super quiet in the scuffle! After all, I didn't hear anything out in the hallway, you know.
Maybe the plastic bags sat on the floor throwing us off. Okay. Yeah, just trying to... Logic, we need to show Gumshoe our stuff.
Yeah, pal!
Resent.
Hey, so that's a prosecutor's badge, huh?
You mentioned that you've only recently become a detective, did you not?
You got it! I'm a brand spanking new detective.
Alright, I showed Gumshoe the badge earlier. So that... Well, it's not letting me skip it, so that means you probably never see a prosecutor's badge, right? If you so happen to want to take a look, I might be able to make your day.
You have to go to the job out because a real man has a police badge. And someday I'm gonna be a police detective, just like Real Detective Bad. Did I say something wrong, pal?
Everything you say is wrong, Gumshoe. Let's return to the investigation, detective. Oh, right, yeah, I showed Gumshoe it. Okay, let's see the TV. Well, Edgeworth needs to watch his Steel Samurai. He needs to watch his Signal Samurai.
Whoa!
What is it, Detective Gumshoe?
My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal!
Back in the days when Gumshoe could afford TV and didn't have to sell his just to eat. Or better yet, Gumshoe, he had to burn his TV for heat. And one of those oil drums that you see hobos congregating around in TV shows and movies. Then perhaps we should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one.
Ooh, let me see it! Wow, this thing's huge! Ah! And way too noisy!
You're the noisy one, Scruffy!
Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it! Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work.
The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to show up on. The window is open and... there's a fresh, flowery scent in the air.
Ugh, the flowers in the garden down there are so gross and nasty! Ghastly!
Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change?
Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal! They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after I fall from the 3rd floor.
Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows?
What the Paper Mario? Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right?
They thought of everything when designing this courthouse. Very nice. Except the backup generator for the elevators, it would seem.
There's some stuff in the bag, pal.
I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him.
This is evidence? I better not touch it. Oh, he prints on it.
Good boy. Do you not pay attention to anything you do? Oh, I'm sorry if I'm off. There's some plastic bags stacked on the table. Alright, yes. Okay, that was a little awkward. I already did that one. Okay, did I know if it was part or the same thing? Investigate the plant. It looks like the surface is ready to be disposed of.
It's so soft I can sleep for all 25 hours of the day on this thing.
You're what's wrong with humanity, Gumshoe. If only I could dispose of him. Oh my gosh, just burn on Edgeworth, burn on Gumshoe. This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Yes, Edgeworth and his own plant. He needs his own Charlie. I will name it Will, after weird powers. After all, the Steel Samurai is the greatest thing of art. I'm not going to name it after that director. Come on, let's talk to Franzi. Little Franzi, come on, let's talk to little Franzi. Ah, I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles, and as such, I'd appreciate if you didn't talk to me. As you wish. Yeah, as you can tell, this Franzi was just so much more of a Suendere back in her youth. It looks like Mr. Faraday's fell on top of Mr. Roll. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However,
using logic, the only logical conclusion is aha!
What was that outburst for?
My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Roll that fell first, see?
You don't need to be a detective. You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we don't know much more than that after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand.
So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun.
I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun?
Because it has a trigger. You aim it. People, it was designed for human beings. It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one.
I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold the gun in your hands.
It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyways, I should log down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand.
Looks like Mr. Rell died with a knife in his hand.
There's some blood stuck on it.
Then he must have used it as a weapon, huh? Yep, no doubt about it.
Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with... CzarThwomp, stop flubbing my lies out! What am I, Samuki? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot down some notes about it. Night down and jot down, yay. Okay, let's just see plastic bag. Why are the plastic bags scattered all around?
Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal.
I know that much, detective.
You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal?
Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy. Anyways, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fistfight between the two men? First he killed a Kodopian embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself.
This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal.
assault exists in this universe? Why hasn't Franziska ever been accused of it?
So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two.
Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Deadman.
Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something.
It's telling you to get a different job, Detective. Detective's intuition?
Yep, do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all detectives...
We don't have time for this conversation right now, or ever! Let's return to the investigation. Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse. Like my daddy.
Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal.
Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes?
Yeah.
Then get back to work. Find out what the cause of his murder.
Right, I'm on it, pal.
Yeah, you think Edgeworth would be a little... Edgeworth would be a little more shooken up about death in the courthouse, considering that's what happened to his dad. Basically, strewn out plastic bags. Connecting that logic, come on. Yeah! There's a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet, a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, there might there not have been another... In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there?
Another reason?
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow.
Eek! Please get that blood away from me, pal!
Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on the bag?
Hold on, let me ask the lab guy.
Alright, please hurry.
Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either.
It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so, I'll leave it in your hands, sorry. We'll put the bag in a bag.
Okay. There's nothing unusual about this area. Okay. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case?
Faraday and Rowe. It looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right.
And what would they be?
Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy?
What? Now I've been downgraded to just boy? Okay. Okay, we're still missing something. Okay, just want to make sure. His hand is all black down here.
His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it could be.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I was shadowing for a second. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain.
An ink stain?
Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen.
A feather pen? I've never seen one before. It sounds real fancy, though. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal?
Mr. Rail's cause of death was from being shot, correct?
That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him flying face down.
Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth.
Are you sure they would try to hide something?
I can't confirm Mr. Rail's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail, if possible. What is this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
Laddie.
Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir.
And there you have it.
Do you not approve?
Of course not.
What?
Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will ya?
Okay! Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sorry! He was my god before Mr. Edgeworth!
Oh my gosh. Why is that weird detective building me shrines?
I love you, Mr. Faraday!
Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective.
Yes, sir! Understood, sorry!
I will rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen.
Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil by my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own.
Yeah, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Actually, fun fact. The real reason why Gumshoe has a pencil behind his ear is because originally he was going to have a thing where he bet on horse racing, which kind of was referenced in the whole Glen Elg murder in Recipe to Turnabout. Anyways, let's go in and insane fountain pen. That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen.
Ooh, let's ask the lab guy!
Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen.
I see, good work! Ah, you know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just this one time in my life.
If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. But how do they know that Byrne was ambidextrous?
Okay, if you say so, pal.
Okay, let's continue on with the investigation.
There's a knife wound in the chest here, see?
I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rowell is holding.
Labby,
Yes, sir. Verify now, sir.
make it quick.
From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rowell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Mr. Faraday is holding a gun in his right hand. That's the only one Mr. Rowell got blown.
That's the one Mr. Bell got blown away with, right?
Larry, your answer?
Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun.
Ballistic markings are,
And as for Ace Attorney tradition, we have to discuss what ballistic markings are. The fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic marking. Therefore, by looking at the markings on the bullet, you can tell which gun it came from.
Yeah, that's it. Of course, I already knew about that, pal.
Maybe you're better off going back to the academy.
Come on, sorry, cut me some slack, will ya?
So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. Rell. Shot in the chest.
It takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet.
There aren't any burn marks on his clothes, so that must mean
Wait, burn marks?
a round grows very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away.
You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal.
Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Let's now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory, in any case.
What a crazy way to go.
Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here, and I feel that now is a good time to end the episode off. I really appreciate that you stick around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer. You go back to the next one. If you like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. With that, I'll see you later. Bye.